Welcome to the SMITE God reveal for Artio, the bear goddess. As ice from the distant mountain peak melts, producing cascading waterfalls that fall down to the trees and fauna of the underbrush, spring awakens Artio, the goddess bear, from her deep hibernation. She is guardian of the cycle, not the passage of time, but the balance of things. There is no spring without winter, no death without life, no darkness without light. Coat wet with fresh rain, Artio roars into the chill morning air. Amidst her Ursine brethren, she takes two forms, that of a woman, lithe and wild, and that of a bear, powerful and fierce. Despite her formidable divinity, no shrine stands in her name, only respect, for she looms overhead, a constant presence in the twinkle of stars, a connection of glistening light. She is the constellation Ursa Major. However, Artio must descend from her celestial realm, for war looms, and peace cannot exist without war, victory without defeat, or glory without failure. She is tasked with enforcing the cycle of things. Artio's ultimate is shapeshift. Artio can shapeshift between druid stance and bear stance, gaining access to different abilities. Every time Artio hits at least one enemy with her abilities, she gains one stack of invigoration. These stacks increase her movement speed and mana regeneration. Artio's passive is Decompose. Whenever Artio hits an enemy with any of her damaging abilities, she causes the enemy's armor to decompose. This reduces their physical and magical protections. Artio's first druid ability is Energy Surge. After a short delay, Artio pulses out a strong wave of energy at enemies in a cone in front of her. Enemy gods hit by this ability will have their life force ripped out and shared among Artio and her allies. When in bear form, this ability becomes Maul Prey. Artio will lash out with her claws, damaging enemies twice. Artio's second druid ability is Entangling Vines. Artio creates a field of earthly energy around herself that cripples enemies inside the area and decreases their magical or physical power. When in bear form, this ability becomes Ferocious Roar. Artio lets out a terrifying roar, stunning nearby enemies and boosting her own physical and magical protections. Artio's third druid ability is Life Tap. Artio slowly saps the life away from all targets in a line in front of her. She channels this ability for a short time, and each hit heals herself, damages enemies, and applies a stacking slow. Targets hit by all ticks of this ability become rooted. When in bear form, this ability becomes Heavy Charge. Artio charges forward at an increased movement speed. Enemies she charges through take damage and are slowed. Artio has multiple ways of sticking to and locking down a target. First, close the distance with your target with Heavy Charge. Once Heavy Charge connects, cancel the Heavy Charge and use Ferocious Roar. Quickly switch to Druid form and cast Entangling Vines. This will cripple enemies, not allowing them to leap or dash away. Now, channel Life Tap on the target to slow them before rooting them. This combo provides powerful lockdown and will help your allies deal damage to that target. Artio may provide good support to her allies, but in a pinch, she can deal quite a bit of damage herself. Start by hitting the target with your Druid and Bear first abilities, Energy Surge and Maul Prey. Next, chase your target with Heavy Charge, canceling it once you make contact with the enemy. Finally, switch back to Druid and kite the enemy with Life Tap. Not only will Artio deal a good chunk of damage, she will have shredded the target of protections and healed herself in the process. Artio has the ability to provide a lot of support, but each tool needs to be used in the right situation. Be aware of the enemy team and what your abilities can do to disrupt them. When dealing with enemy leapers or dashers, be ready to lay Entangling Vines while they are grouped up. If enemies have strong channeled abilities or strong combo potential, use Ferocious Roar to stop their squishy DPS from dealing too much damage. Heavy Charge and Life Tap also serve as great tools to slow and disrupt enemy plans. Balancing between threatening versus holding onto abilities for the right moment will be key for Artio players. Artio is a tanky frontline guardian. With access to 6 abilities, she often has a tool for the situation at hand and can output consistent pressure through damage by cycling through all of her damaging abilities. By using Heavy Charge to get into a fight, Ferocious Roar and Entangling Vines for crowd control, then Energy Surge, Maul Prey, and Life Tap to deal damage during a fight, Artio is a scary frontline that will be hard to get past. Pair her with other bruisers like Chalk or Hercules that will benefit from the extra healing, or with gods that need heavy peel, like Ra or Artemis. For Artio's ability order, you will want to begin with Energy Surge and Maul Prey. This will give her strong early pressure and wave clear. Follow this with Life Tap and Heavy Charge for additional wave clear, pressure, and mobility. Place another point into Energy Surge and Maul Prey before getting your first point into Entangling Vines and Ferocious Roar. If the enemy team lacks a cripple or a stun, you may want to get this a bit earlier. From here, you want to follow the ability priority of Energy Surge and Maul Prey, Life Tap and Heavy Charge, Entangling Vines and Ferocious Roar, and finally, Shapeshift. This will give Artio the most fighting ability while also still giving her access to her supporting abilities. Artio's build should focus on a mixture of health, protections, and a bit of magical power to increase her damage and healing potential. Begin with Watcher's Gift, Lono's Mask, and a few mana potions. This will give Artio good health, sustain, and the ability to spam her abilities. Make sure you let your allies kill minions to empower Lono's Mask. Next, rush Shoes of Focus and Jade Emperor's Crown. This will give Artio a good boost to her cooldown reduction, while also hurting the enemy's ability to deal physical damage. Rod of Asclepius is a great follow-up pick as it increases the healing herself and her allies do, while also giving her core stats, such as health, movement speed, and power. Next, pick up Void Stone, as it enables her to deal much more damage while helping other sources of magical power be more threatening. Finally, close out your build by selling Watcher's Gift and Lono's Mask and picking up Spirit Robe and Oni Hunter's Garb. Spirit Robe is an all-around solid pickup that works with the health items previously built, and Oni Hunter's Garb will give a solid boost to late-game survivability and will slow down enemy attempts of stopping you from barreling through their front line. Thanks for watching the SMITE God reveal for Artio, the Bear Goddess.